Just checking to make sure the recording is on. Hey, 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 this is Rosa, RCG Creations. How are you? Today I'm going to be bringing you a planner punch board notebook that I'm creating. I ordered these 2-3 years ago, and these are the ProClick SPines 5/1/16 of an inch. And there's the information on it. I got it from Amazon. And they are 100 in this box. When I ordered these last year, I had borrowed a friend's, what do you call it? It's a binder, binder machine. And unfortunately, she moved out of town and took her machine with her. And it's like, oh no! So I have all these that I bought all these because I was going to be making notebooks, calendars for the new year, for Christmas, for the last 2 years in a row. That was my plan. Just never got to it. Ran out of time, and it was too late to make them, to give them out as Christmas gifts for little stocking stuffers. So I'm just, you know what what I've been doing now is I'm learning to use what I do have, so I can get rid of it and get some new stuff. So anyway, what I'm bringing you today is the We Are Memory Keepers planner punch board. I'm sure y'all have seen that before, but I like it because it comes in this little, it's a little small. Here's where it holds all the little goodies that you cut out, and I just dump it. There's a tray down here. You can pull this out and the tray releases it all, but you know, it's just easy. Then you gotta get it in the grooves, and then it snaps shut. And I like this. Like, I actually got this because I thought it does so many different binders, and I wanted to get those disc binder rings to do like 2 or 3, whatever, how many you're on your own, which is part of my goal, was what I was going to do with the calendar, so that way they were always all different to each family. They're not exactly the same. And just never got to it. So anyway, but this comes with this, it's already stamped on here with all the different types of calendars. A 2-ring album, a 3-ring album, a Filofax pocket, Filofax diskfat, Webster personal. Anyway, there's all kinds. It tells you what size paper you need, and then what numbers to put your little disc on to punch it in. And this comes with, I have all mine in a little shoebox here, and it comes with these 2 different types of punches, and then it comes with these rounded punches, because it depends on what type of planner you have or what you're going to use. And then this is a separate item that you can purchase, and it comes with these, and I like it because it all snaps together. You pull it apart, you can use them however you want to use them. These are just wider square ones. These are the small little holes, but it does 4 of them. And then this one does 3 of them, but I like this one better because the holes are bigger. See, take a look at that. The holes are bigger on that, and then they're color coded. But you know, I like it because they all snap together, so I have everything. For me, it was easier just to put everything in a little shoebox container. And here's all my directions on each one of the packages that I ordered. And they tell you how to do it step by step. But for this project, only because it's got the bigger holes, I'm using this 3-1 instead of this one that does 4, because these holes are too small because of this plastic rings that I've got. And then these I like because you can just cut them with some scissors to whatever size you want to fit. So as you can see, let me move this out of the way. Here's a small one, and then here is a regular. This is the regular size, the full length one. Oh, this side. See that right here? That thing that snapped apart. You just pinch it, and that snaps it shut. And then you're supposed to turn the ring around, so that way the inside of this ring is on the inside of this thing. But these binders, right, these spine things only hold 50 pages, and this one is 44, so I was really kind of pushing it. But I just, you know, this is just something I got back to sewing again because of COVID and everything. And I could not for the life of me find my Singer book nowhere, so I just went ahead and printed it online. I'm not selling it, I'm not doing anything with it, but this is just for my personal use, and because I'm going to get back into sewing, and I've got my machine does all kinds of threads, I wanted something that you can go right back into it, so I made my own little manual. Now, this one's 2 different pages, links, because I messed up. These pages, I sliced the holes on this side instead of this side, so I had to redo it, and I had to recut it. But you know what? Nobody's ever going to see this but me, so it's like, I'm okay with that. You know, you mess up, but you fix it, and you move on, and that's the way it goes. So anyway, back to the day's project. I went ahead and made this little book. This is going to my granddaughter, and she loves little dogs, and I just wanted to give her something different. I went ahead and laminated this top. It's just cardstock. I went ahead and laminated to give her some kind of a depthness to it. And then this is just regular cardboard, which is what I got from my, you know, those 12 by 12 album pages, scrapbook pages, scrapbook paper, cardstock. You know, on the front and the back. The front of it's kind of a thin cardboard, and the back is a thicker cardboard. And this is all I did, is I hoard these when I'm doing my scrapbook pages, and I'm also getting some for some friends and stuff. So I just recycled this, and so I made my own. And so this really didn't cost me anything, because this is my cardboard that was free. This is cardstock that I already had in my stash. The laminator I already had in my stash. The laminating sheets I already had. In fact, I was able to put these two here, and one 5x7 laminating envelope sheet, so that's all I use. But there's the binder, and as you can see, let me turn this away so you can flip it and do your pages, and you can still flip it over, which is the whole reason why you want the little spine, so you can still do that. And then what's nice about it is when you're through, you just pull the sheet out and throw it away. And then if you want to refill, I went ahead and made some extra pages that I'm going to give to her, so she can refill this whenever she wants to. But that's the whole goal. That's the premise of this, and that's the reason what we're doing. So I'm going to show you how to do this. What you do is you get your machine, and bear with me because I only have the one camera, so let me move this paper out of the way here. You line this up right here. There's a little dash right here. I hope you can see that. And then there's a little dash right here on the tool. And then you just line it up in the center on that number. Each one of these have numbers. And these numbers correspond with the numbers of where you punch for whatever binder that you're using. Now, because this particular binder that I'm using here is not part of that was imprinted here, I went ahead and made my own template, and I did that because it's like I've got 100 of these things I got to get rid of, so I went ahead and created my own template. So what I did here is I got a long piece of just a regular 8.5 by 11 paper, copy paper. I went ahead and did my little score lines of where what I did is all I did was just line this up, and then I just get myself some little tick marks. And then I got my T-square ruler, and I just lined it up with the paper, and then I just put a line right straight through there. As you can see, I've got some messed up items, but that's okay, because this is just a template. It's just for me, it's for not anybody else. I'm not selling any of this stuff. This stuff's just going to be given away, so I'm not doing any copyrights or anything like that. And I already know what lines to use. The squiggly lines are the ones that are no good. The other ones are. So that's going to be my template. And that's what I did. And I lined this all up here like this. Here's some sheets. Lined it up and I fed it. And I'm going to show you in just a minute how I did that. But anyway, so that way you can do that with. You can make your own template. Is basically what we're doing. So let me get back to the punch. And I will turn this around so you can see it, but right now it's going to be backwards because I apologize. I only have the one camera. So this one is a little set of horses, and all of this is just clip art, just like the little dogs. It's just clip art that I downloaded and I put it on a Word program and I printed it. That's all it is. It's nothing special. And of course you can use your Cricut. You can use whatever machines you have. However you want to do it. You could even cut and paste, you know, and add it on top and then laminate it. But I wanted a smooth, even finish, so I just did clip art. And I just downloaded it. So here is, I went ahead and cut my square to fit the size of my cover page. And then I cut all my paper. And I went to save time for the video because I want to try to get this under 15 minutes. I went ahead and cut some paper to fit so it all fits in here. And then that's going to be my little book, just like I made this little book right here. Okay? So when I went ahead, just to save on time, I went ahead and cut all these sheets of paper here. And here's the inside of my book as my template. But I wanted to show you, just so you can see how easy this really is. Just making sure your paper is straight. And this one, I can easily punch 5 pieces of paper, copy paper, not cardstock, which is a lot thinner. Easy, no problem. When I do 6, I had a struggle. When I did the cardboard, it was a big struggle. And when I did the laminating pages, and you're going to see in just a minute, it's a big time struggle. It's because I'm cutting through plastic. But I'm going to show you what happens. So if you have this machine, or for those who live near me, you're more than welcome to borrow my machine at the next crop that I host once a month. So just write it in the comments if this is what you want to do, and let me know, and I'd be happy to bring my punch and show you how to do it. Okay, so what you're doing is, this is the template. So you're just lining this up. And what I did is I gave myself some with a Sharpie where the little holes are lined up. As you can see, here's the holes, and then there's as close as I could get it to where it's lined up. That way I'll always know on this particular tool, this tool is what I'm going to be using when I make these with these particular spines. What do you call these things? Let me get my book here, my box. Yeah, they're called spines. I did that right. These are called spines. Okay, and of course there's all kinds out there, all kinds of sizes and stuff, so you just get whatever is convenient for you. So here is my last punch down here, so this is my next one. So I'm going to use my finger and I'm going to line it up so I can see and it's straight. And then what I'm doing is I'm lining it up with this first little notch right here. I hope you can see that little notch right there with this one here. So it always is aligned and evenly spaced so I can get a good binding on it. So then I'm going to line this up. Going to get myself as even as possible. You're going to push down on the center with your hand. Because this is plastic, I have to use 2 hands. And you hear it snap, 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 snap. At first it's like, oh my god, I broke my sheet. But no, I didn't. It just snaps because it gets stuck. Because remember, this is metal going through laminated paper. And see, it just popped right out. Now, sometimes you'll get this and sometimes you don't. You just never know. See where the part that it came across? Just get your little fine tip scissors and just snip that little piece off so it doesn't get caught on anything. Okay, and then here's another piece right here. Just cut that piece off. I'm actually going to put it in there because I'm going to dump all that in the trash when I'm done with it anyway. So now let's go back to the next one. Line this back up again. And then I'm going to, this is the next one that I need to do. Let me back this up so I can see. Line that up. And that one was pretty easy, so I had no problems. And there you go. And then there's all my punches, and you notice that it had no plastic left. Because that's what I was saying. Sometimes those little plastic didn't cut all the way. Sometimes it does. You just, it's one of those things. Now to do the paper, and I just want to show you because this is going to go by really, really fast. Okay, so just holding on my template. Oops. Here's my template. And for me, because my OCD kicks in, I like to use my little lines just because I want to know that that's exactly where I'm at. I line this up. Let me push this back just a tad because I don't want to get my cardboard underneath. But I definitely want this lined up. So you see I'm getting this flush with the cardboard because that's my cover page. And then make sure that I'm straight. Make sure that it's in there. Flush it all the way against. Line this up. This is going to be lined up with this little notch that I made. And punch. This is my next one. Line it up and punch. My next one. Line it up and punch. One more. and punch. And that's how easy that is to do that. So now we're done with this part of the machine. And here I went ahead already, and I had already pre-cut the spine, and I was able to use one spine for both of these. And then I had a little one. This is the leftover piece I've got left over, so I can make a mini spiral notebook with this little mini one. I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to use that. Okay, so now this is my top, this is my inside. So what I want to do now is I'm going to erase all of these. So I'm going to erase that, and I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I just erased those pencil marks off this sheet. Okay, so this is where the pencil marks are. This is the inside cover of the back, and this is the back. So what you want to do is you want to face the inside with this, so when you flip it over, it covers that back spine, just like it did here. Okay. So make sure, where's my erase marks? Okay, there it is. So here's where it is. These are my extra pieces of paper. And this is what I'm going to put in this little binder. I'm not going to do too many. I just want to have a few here. Okay, and then this is how you're going to put it all together. So here you have your little spine. I'm only going to do a few sheets at a time. I'm going to show you how to do a few of them, then I'm going to stop, finish the whole book, then I'll be back. So all you're doing is you're lining it up through the holes, and you're putting it in. And because these are the kind that are made removable, see how easy that was? And you're just poking it in. You can use a pokey tool, but for me, it's just as easy for me to use my fingers. I'm okay with that. See that? See how easy that is? And then I'll make sure I'm in focus. Yeah, I should be in focus. In frame, excuse me, I should be in frame. Okay. Let me get to the next one. Okay, come on. You gotta make sure they're straight when you're using so many pages. Okay, line that up, line that up. Just poke it through there. As you can see, it's getting a little bit harder because it's got more pages. So it just has more thickness to work through, that's all. Okay, those are all in. We're good. Now let's add the last one. Let's add the last pages. Oh, one thing to keep in mind is if this part is, see how this part is short, not as wide as this one? Make sure they all always match up the same way. Just because you want to go ahead and have the same, have them all looking the same. My OCD's kicking in, so you may not have that issue, but for me, it's like, oh no, I wanted it to be straight and the same size, all on the same pages. Okay, that's in, and that's in. Okay, so that is in, and then this is my inside, my front. And that is in. I'm going to pick this up and hold it. It's going to be a little bit easier. And you're just pushing it in between the grooves of the spine is all you're doing. And you see how that cardboard went in real snap? Now you just pinch these together. There is a little tool that comes with this, and I'll show you that in a minute, but I found it to be a lot easier just to do it one by one. And sometimes they snap in there and you can hear it snap, and sometimes not. But you see, this is all I'm doing is pinching them together so they snap in place. There's a little groove here on the end, and there's a little hole right in here. You see that? And you see the little groove there? I hope you can see that. But that's all you're doing is you're inserting that in there. Okay. Sometimes it takes 2 fingers because it's gotten a little bit thicker. Okay. Now see that center spine? That's what you want to cover up. That's why they say to always do the back cover front. And there's your book. There's your little spiral. Now I want to fix this up because I don't like this sitting here loose like this, loosey-goosey here. I want it flushed right. So I'm just going to pinch that in there. Because when I give it to my granddaughter, I want her to enjoy what I just made her. So there, push that back in. And of course, because this is handmade, it's not the machines that they use, professionals. See how this is off a little bit right here? You know, I'm okay with that, you know, because this is actually, this cover is a tad smaller than the paper, which is a tad smaller than that. And if I wanted to, I could always just come in here and I can trim this, which is what I just might do. Just trim it on both ends, but you know, I'm okay with that, you know. I'm alright with that. And then I'm going to send all this to her in a baggie. That way she's got her little notebook, and when she can add her extra pages in, and then all she has to do whenever she wants to is, all you do is, if you want to, you can use like a pokey tool or something like that, and then it just slides right in. I find it better if I face it toward me and then work both fingers in there. And you see that? Just edit another page and I'm good to go. Wasn't that easy? Now let me show you the little tool, because in this particular box that I ordered, of course they give you the directions on how to use it. Okay, where did I put my little... Oh, here it is. So you get the instructions. This is called the ProClick Zip Tool. And it has all the instructions on how to put it together and how to use it. But I'm going to go ahead and show you here. This is the little tool, and you use this. Actually, you use this right here, and you squeeze it. And that's what pushes everything together. But for me, it's kind of a little stiff. You know, so it's like, and you squeeze it in here, and it's like, I just didn't care for that myself, so that's why it's easier for me just to pinch it together. Okay, and then when you want to take it apart, you just, now I do like this tool for taking it apart. It's just you slide it through here, and look, it just opened it all up. See how easy that was? You know, so if you're wanting to do some spiral items, turn some hard paperbacks into spiral, you could do it yourself. Just cut it all out, do your punching, and then use these little binder kinds. And of course, like I said, you can get these in all different sizes and widths and stuff. But that is my take on the planter. Let me take this off. On the planter punch board, making 3 different styles of a notebook. And I'm going to get a plain one so everybody can see what they really look like. And there's a little tool. Here's a little punch. And then here is the planter punch board. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and share, and post a comment if you like. And for those of you who are local that live near me, that come to my crops, if you want to use this tool, I'll be more than happy to bring it. I'll even bring some little spines. You can have one, but anything after that you'll have to buy it. Because I did have to pay for these myself. Okay? But you're more than welcome to use it. I have no problem in sharing my stuff. Everybody knows I don't mind sharing my toys and stuff. But I thank you so much, and you have a great day. Take care now. Bye-bye.